To start off, we would like to give an overview of science learning in early learning education. Science is a study of nature. In early learning settings, science learning can happen inside and outside. Children can learn about science in the sandpit, in the construction area, dramatic play area, in the garden, on a swing. They also learn when they're going down a slide, looking after the service pet, or observing the rain. Akara stated that young children's exploration of their environment and their initial understanding of nature around them are the beginning of their engagement with science within the early years. According to Akara, in foundation year, children discover how daily objects, animals, and materials behave and analyze the properties of them. Besides, they investigate the change in their surroundings, which include changes that affect them, namely the weather or things that make them move or transform. Children also learn that finding answers for inquiries and observings are important parts of science and use their senses to collect a variety of information. Children are excellent at asking, "What would happen if? How do I make it? Will it work if I?" Because they wonder and think as such, they enhance vital inquiry skills during early years, particularly since such questions can form the beginning of a science experiment. Next, we would like to justify the provision of science learning opportunities in early childhood education. First, children participating in hands-on scientific inquiry display a clearer understanding of scientific reasoning which foster the ability to problem solve. For instance, a study conducted by Lin in 2020 used large block play together with other materials with the topic of movement to promote children's engagement and exploration. As children explored and manipulated on blocks and materials such as pipes, big blocks, or any homemade or commercial accessories, they developed their curiosities, posed questions, chatted with their friends and educators with the aim of moving the objects. Questions were either posed by children or by educators in order to clarify the problems which they could approach to tackle through construction. Second, science learning leads to some learning outcomes for children in the early years learning framework. Outcome for children become confident and involved learners mentions that children's development of several learning and thinking skills, namely making inquiry, experimenting, hypothesizing, or investigating, is shown when children explore cause and effect, trial and error, by manipulating objects or explore their surroundings by posing questions, doing experiments, or making investigation. Outcome choose children build connections and make contribution to their worlds also mention that children's responsibility and respect for the environment are witnessed when they infer, explore, and predict, so as to understand how land, plants, human, and other creatures depend on each other. Moreover, it is evident when they become aware of the effects of what people do to the environment. For instance, marine litters pose a threat to the ocean. To move on, we will present to you about science concepts and processes in young children. The first concept, Earth science, is a study about the Earth and non-living things together with how processes occurring in nature or made by humans can influence the environment. During the early years, Earth science promotes children's exploration of environmental processes like the weather, which involve materials such as air, water, or soil. Second, biological science focuses on understanding life and living things. During the early years, biological science promotes children's exploration in natural progressions, which involve animals, trees, or human body. The life cycle of a butterfly is a typical example. Third, chemical science gives descriptions of what things are made of, and in the early years, it focuses on understanding matter, which is anything tangible in the universe. Chemical science is about knowing substance, dispositions, and how it behaves. It promotes exploration in physical changes, for example, how new substances are produced as a result of chemical reactions. Last, physical science focuses on understanding and explaining the physical world. In order to understand it, children should be encouraged to participate in practical investigations. Things should be taken into account regarding physical science activities are how children's actions create the movement or effect, how they can change their actions to change the outcome, whether they can watch the movement of an object or experience the effect. Finally, we would like to talk about science thinking skills in young children. According to Australian Curriculum Assessment and Reporting Authority, children become capable of thinking critically and creatively since they learn to produce and access knowledge, ideas, and possibilities and use them when looking for new solutions. Regarding science learning, thinking critically and creatively are incorporated in children's abilities to ask questions, predict, speculate, problem solve by investigating, making decisions based on evidence, analyzing and assessing the evidence, by actively inquiring, which involves planning and choosing proper information, assessing the information to put own conclusion together and to critically reflect upon their own in the collective process. Children's knowledge of concepts are developed. Thinking creatively promotes the development of ideas which are new to the child, and this is essential to the progress of understanding science. Scientific inquiry fosters children's creative and critical thinking by allowing them to be open minded and flexible as they form theories about what they observe about the world and the ability to use and create new processes to obtain this. Children's conceptual understandings get more complicated since they gradually develop scientific outlooks of their world and are able to look at their world from new perspectives. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.